What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome to my new series here on FM20 called My Story. So the idea behind this is it's just a very loosely based series around just bouncing around clubs, trying to win anything I can and everything I can really. Starting off at the lowest level possible, obviously like no qualifications or the lowest qualification I can get, minimal previous experience, Sunday League footballer, and then building my way up from there from absolutely nothing to try and just, like I say, win everything possible. Whether that is, win all the Champions League, win all the international competitions, or top every Continental Hall of Fame, or something like that. It's just trying to see what we achieve. It's basically, like I say, my story, my journey through this FM. So with that in mind, this is the profile. Let's go into the appearance. We will make sure that the suit and tie is going to be black and white, just as it suits the thumbnail that I've created. And for the tie, we're going to have it so it uses the club colours every time. And yeah, let's go into the managerial style. So we're going to have no coaching badges and Sunday League footballer. I'm going to pick a fully mental manager because all the coaching stats improve over time. So there's no real need to really, well, most of them I do, I believe, think that they improve over time. So we're not going to really focus on that for now. Plus, as we get coaching badges, they will improve. So we'll keep that for the same for now. For the mental side, now I know from previous FMs certain ones of these don't increase. So things like player knowledge and youth player knowledge are very redundant to put things into at the get-go. They do improve over time, so you don't really need them. Plus with scouting knowledge and stuff, it's not priority at the start of your career. Motivating, actually no, not motivating. Determination, again, isn't something you'll really need. This is to help you with requests to the board. Odds are I won't be at a club a massive amount of time and I won't be making too many requests anyway, so we'll keep the determination low for now. Adaptability would be very good, obviously. It helps me find employment in foreign leagues, but I don't think it's the be all and end all. We will get jobs as we continue to increase our reputation, so that to me isn't very important. These bottom three are probably going to be the most important ones we're going to go for. Man management, the ability to manage training overall and how you interact with players on an individual basis. That is very important. When players come to you with complaints, you want to be able to say the right things and hope that they take it the right way. The higher this is, the more likely they will take it the right way. So I want to put some stuff into that. Level of discipline is going to be majorly helpful. Again, I don't really want players coming at me with minor issues. The better this is, the less chance they'll come to you with lack of game time and stuff. It just kind of puts a delay to that. Means they have to not be playing for a longer period of time. So that'll be very useful at the start of my career. Motivating talks about team talks and team meetings. Now, team talks, I can make my assistant manager or a coach or someone else do that. So not majorly important. Team meetings will be something that I will do personally. So obviously that'll be very good. So what I'll do is I'll bump 1 into motivating. I'm going to put 4 into level of discipline. And I'm going to put 1 into man management. That's going to be my starting stats. And I'm not going to change that now. So we're going to go into it. 1 into youth, working with youngsters, just because I think the rest of these will improve. I don't think working with youngsters improves. So just to kind of cover myself there, I'll put another 1 into working with youngsters. And let's go into this. Okay, so we're in the game now. It's finally loaded. So with every story, obviously it starts off with a blank page and you have to write the story in yourself. So we obviously got no club. We're going to have to start our story and start applying for positions. So to give you an idea of what leagues I have open, I have every single league in the game open to start off with, so we can literally go anywhere in the world where there's a job available. So there are some limitations. Obviously there's not jobs available everywhere, but every single league is open. So we couldn't end up in the Belgium first amateur division, couldn't end up in the bottom of the National League in England, or could end up in the top division somewhere in Asia. So let's have a little look at the jobs available. I will do 1 interview on camera and then I'll do the rest off, and I'll talk to you about the club I get and the thought process behind it. So I can talk about the idea. So obviously all of these clubs are available, every single one of them, including the international teams, the likes of Inter Miami, Tonga, American Samoa, all of these small little teams, Distillery from the Northern Irish Premier Intimate League. What is that, the second tier of Northern Irish football? Yes, it is, yeah. So I could go any of these places. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, which go on Job Center, click to apply all, and you will see that every single manager job that I am eligible for has been applied to. So I'll cut forward to once I finally get some job applications in and talk to you about the thought process behind which club I end up preferring and which club I'll probably end up picking. So I have some interviews from a wide range of countries and clubs and leagues and whatever. So I think it's time to go through sort of my thought process behind what club I end up wanting to pick, and how I'll approach interviews depending on sort of the situation the club's in, the position they're in, and what I think I can achieve from the club. So let's take Home United for an example. So they're in the Singaporean Premier League. So that is the top tier of Singapore. Yes, it is. It's the top tier of Singapore. So Home United currently find themselves 5th in the table, halfway through the league season. They are not a fairly successful team based on the club history. Based on season preview, they are expected to win the league, so clearly one of the better teams in the league. If we go on to general, they are, like I say, I think season preview, mini predictions first. So a very good team. They're professional. Like I said, they're in the top of their division. They already play in the Confederations Cup, which is if those of you who don't know, it's sort of the Europa League of Asia. It's the second Asian competition, the second level. And they've also got some cup competitions coming up. So quarterfinal, first leg. I don't know why it says 2 there on the same day. That's probably a bug or some sort, but that'll probably be corrected anyway. And then they've got, so there's a chance to win a competition here. So the league might be a little bit out of grasp from us. So 11 points off the top. Probably too many points to be asking them to drop. But if we start here, spend half a year, see where we can finish, and then the next season push on to win the league, this looks like a very good foundation to sort of start on. A very good place. They've got some players playing very well if we could keep hold of them. Obviously, there are foreigner rules in here. So, Song Yu-yong counts as one of those foreigners. But proven goal scorer, yeah. I think Home United is a very, very interesting place to start. So, with all that bearing in mind, we'll go into this interview. And I will try and talk myself up, try and sweeten the deal. So when it comes to where they think our expectations will be, I might try and upsell it a bit. Do I think I need a wage budget? I'll probably try and say, oh, you know what, I can probably use a little bit smaller wage, because this is a very good place to start. So yeah, so why am I running for so many jobs? That's going to be a question that's going to come up in every interview. I'm going to obviously say I'm trying to forge my career ahead. They part a company with their last manager sooner than they expected. Can you have insurances that won't be a peat? And obviously I'm going to say I want short-term success, because it's the truth. And I think Home United clearly seem to be a club that wants success right now. We'll build for the future if it comes to it, but if not, we just want to win leagues and go in, grab a few trophies, get out and move on to a better club. We've performed well below expectation, our worst run in the season. I think we can get that back on track. So obviously there are certain things here, like I'm a motivator. I can't really say that. I've got one motivation, two motivation. So I can't really go around saying that. But what I will say is 1 or 2 small adjustments, and then enjoy the results. The team doesn't need radical overhaul. Obviously, that's kind of what you want to hear. Do you think you can come in, change things without having to spend a crap load of money? I'm happy to take challenge immediately. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. We understand that right backroom staff. Now, I do like to bring in my own backroom staff, so I will say I want a small budget, but that's just because I like to know that I can bring in my own things like assistants or coaches or scouts or something. Sometimes these clubs are terrible ones and you can easily find better ones. So yeah, I like a small budget, but I don't think that's asking too much. We'll try and move it around later on. So their vision, obviously this is a new feature within the game, something I've not familiarized myself with too much, is they want to sign players under the age of 23 for the first team and don't sign players over the age of 30. Now that's a bit... I like to sign players over the age of 30, especially when managing in Asia, because normally you can find some very good sort of South American or European players that are willing to come to Asia, come to places like Singapore, who are really good for this league. 1 or 2 of your foreign players will be over the age of 30, but they'll put in fantastic performances. So that's not great. Under the age of 23, that's normally fine. You want to snap up young talent anyway when you're in Asia, because you want to make sure you can get them before they become the best players in the league or move on to other Asian leagues. So, work within the budget, fantastic. I'll always do that. End of current season, win the Premier League. That is a very big ask. I would like to say I'd like to change that, but I'm going to have to say it seems acceptable. I do think that's a massive ask. Given the job, I'd slightly better propose and guarantee. I'll say we'll challenge for the league title, because I don't think we can win it. But we're 11 points off the league table. We're halfway through the season. Odds are we're not going to get DPPM, I think it was called, the team at the top. DPMM. We're not going to get them to drop points. So we'll do that. Proposed transfer budget of £50,000. And we're halfway through the season. We might have a little bit of time to sign some players. I'm not too sure what the transfer windows are. But again, I'm just going to say, listen, we can work with we don't need a large transfer budget like that. I'll work with a smaller transfer budget just because, again, we'll get to the end of the season. They'll give us a new transfer budget. We'll go on from there, see what we need to do. Wage budget, 15 grand. They've not actually told me how much they're currently spending, so I'm just going to have to say that we'll take that for now just because they say I don't know what they're on per week. I don't know what the average current annual wage is, so I can't say if I need to be below that, above that. I'll just take it as it is. Obviously, I'll have no further requests, and that's a bog standard interview done. So that'll be kind of my approach. So we'll move on to this team that I can't pronounce in the Turkish Second League White Group. Obviously, a way better reputation team. So just to remind you, Home United, I think, are a 1-star. They're 1-star. The league itself is probably about a 1-star too. Can you see that? Singapore were 36, weren't they? Yep. 1-star as well. So obviously not a fantastic league in terms of reputation. So winning this will only progress us so far. But we take this team, 2-star reputation team. The Turkish Second League White Group is ranked 85, which is a 1.5-star. So better league, better club, better reputation. So could progress further. In terms of general, though, their media prediction is to finish 18th, which is dead last. And they currently have points deducted due to financial management. So is this going to be high in the pecking order for me? Well, like I say, bigger league, bigger club, but battling relegation, could have a relegation on my record or a sacking within the first 12 months. Do I really want that? Big shock, no. So I will do the interview, obviously, because you need to make sure I have options, but these won't be high in the pecking order. I'll probably, half-ass interview, but yeah, whatever, I'll do this, give me a bit of money to spend, whatever. And if they give me what I want, hey, maybe I will go there, but odds are I won't. So that's kind of the thinking behind the interview. Like I said, there's no point going through all of them. I'll meet you back when I have an actual solid job that I want to take. Now, I may get offered other jobs. I'll delay them until I get to a point where I say, hey, based on all the options I see in front of me, this is a job I want to go for. So I'll cut to it right now to them. The job has been picked. Geylang International FC in Singapore. So I had quite a few job interviews. I still have some on the table. Distillery, Stenhouse Muir, Dumbarton, to name a few. I was unsuccessful in a few. I had a few offers, but I decided that based on previous offers I already delayed, that I wasn't going to take them. For example, if I go into Job Centre and I scroll down, do I see them in the list? Yep. Perlis, for example, were a team that came in for me. They interested me just because of how high they were, but in a very poor league, the Malaysian Premier League, which is the second tier in Malaysian football, a half-a-star reputation team, I was like, no. So let's talk about Geylang International. So obviously we looked at Singapore League at Home United, who turned us down eventually, and it's an interesting start. So second in the Premier Division, 14 games into the league season. There are, I don't know how many games, 24 games. So 10 games left in the season. We are 6 points off, or 7 points, sorry, if I do my maths in my head correctly. 7 points off top of the table. DPMM have lost since we last looked. Home United are down in 6th. Ha 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 ha. And yeah, they're only expected mid-table position, so we're not expected too much. They've got some really good performance in and around the team. It'll be interesting to see. They're currently, as we can see, they're playing a 3-5-1. Some sort of fullback wing. Actually, they're not even playing wingbacks. They're playing some very weird formation. They've got no fullbacks. This is... I didn't actually notice that. Jesus. I will just accept it now. We'll talk about the contract and we'll look at the team in a second. So, they had a few cultural things, just like Home United. They wanted us to sign under 23 players for the first team and not sign players over the age of 30, which they're not... they want big priorities for them, but they things that they want. So I think we can do that. They want us to work within the wage budget, which is absolutely fine, and sell players on for a profit, which may be a struggle. I don't really see myself selling players. So if we do sell players, they'll be for a profit. If we don't sell players, I don't know how annoyed they will be. They want us to be competitive in all of the competitions, and they want us to eventually challenge for silverware in a couple of years' time. We'll be bumping that up a bit early. We'll be pushing for the league title this season. We'll be hopefully seeing how we go in the cups. Obviously, it all depends on how we actually get started. So I'm going to start these negotiations. I'm absolutely fine with all of this. We don't need a bonus. We don't need any bonuses. Don't need any clauses. I'm happy with the wage. Obviously, could take smaller, but we'll take what they want to give us. We'll take the 1 year, and we'll continue forward and actually get this job. So there we go. Geylang International FC have hired Middleton. First job in management. We rejected Perlis, who I mentioned. We had a few people still interested in us, but I don't think we're going to get better than Geylang, sorry. So yeah, so they've won some things, which is not bad. Currently, obviously, second in the preliminary rounds of the Singapore Cup. Although in the last 10 years since they've won anything, so it's been 10 years since we've actually won anything. We've had successful noughties, fairly successful noughties, late 90s. Let's see if we can turn that around. 4,000 capacity stadium, not bad indeed. I did actually get rid of quite a few of the staff here, so that'll be interesting to come in. Oh, best 11 doesn't even have a striker. That's weird. Barry Maguire, where's Barry Maguire play? Because apparently he is one of our best players, and that is fairly talented. I'll be surprised to see that in that was that non-league League 2 player maybe in England. That's my point of comparison. It's not bad really. Yeah, obviously we know about all of these. Like I say, these are the required ones, which I think are well obtainable, except maybe to sell them for a profit, because I don't really see myself selling stuff. The preferred sell over 30s, we can easily achieve that, and the rest, we'll see how they go. I'll send all these today just because I want to get them out of the way with early doors. But for start with, we'll look at the team once I get out of this. Yes, obviously I want to do all of that. We're in the squad. We've got our first management. We've got our first club in management. We'll have the green tie for the time being. We've turned 20 in game. We did start off at 19, but this is good. Plus, Singapore is an English-speaking country, which is realistic to me. I don't learn languages particularly well. So that's very believable, at least in the story for now. To without any experience, without the language, it would make a lot of sense that I'd go to an English-speaking place to at least start the career. And yeah, let's have a look at this squad. So, do I have the custom? I do have my custom view ready. So yeah, Barry Maguire is our best player, centre midfielder. Obviously, we'll look to try and play him in his best role, which is centre mid. Maybe drop him down to defensive mid. From Limerick player, played in Holland a lot of his career. Wow, that's interesting. Is he Dutch born? He is Dutch born, Irish nationality. I said English, sorry, Irish. So I apologise for that. But yeah, it's he looks very, very good. What's that? Japanese Yuki Ichikawa, centre back. Doesn't look too bad. Obviously, 2 of our 3 foreign players. I believe there are 3 foreign players allowed in this. Does it actually say at the bottom? No matchday rules. There must be some matchday rules. Rules. It must be 3 players under the age of 21, blah blah blah. Apart from that, but then there must be so transfer windows, squad restriction, maximum of 2 foreigners, 3 foreign players, DPMM only, maximum of 0 foreign players, Young Lions, and so yeah, we're only allowed 2 foreign players. That's lower than other countries in Asia. So those are 2. Palmer, are you technically within the country? No. So we have 3 foreigners. Are they all? Oh, it's because he's under the age of 23. I don't think he has to be registered. I'll have to familiarise myself with the rulings and the registrations. But for now, we seem to lack any real quality apart from those foreign players. We have a lot of strikers, which is, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, because 2 up top maybe, 3 up top's going to be a lot of a push. Do we have any youth squad? We have a youth squad, so we can dive in there. But I'm seeing worryingly no fullbacks, barely any wingers, and just a lot of strike. We've got a lot of central park covered. Don't have much else. So I'm gonna have to take some time to look at this. I'm gonna have to take some time to see what I want to do. What I will. Oh, my first game's in a day. With the League Cup draw too. What I'll do is I will be back for this first game. This will be the first. This will be the next episode. We'll do the Ballester game, maybe the Warriors game as well, see how that goes. And yeah, obviously familiarise myself, give you a bit of an update, see what's going on, see what my targets will be. I've got I've pressed continue. I didn't do that. Anyway, we've got the transfer window closing in a couple of days, so that's going to be something I'm going to have to address, try and bring in some fullbacks, because I could play 5 at the back, but 3 at the back, but I don't know. But that's what I'll have to see. So either way, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out.